You know, the greatest strategic failure in marketing is what I call the price cut trap. It's this belief that lowering your price is the best way to get a yes, but it completely ignores a simple neurological fact. Relevance is the ultimate currency of desire. So why do some offers feel like they're literally reading your mind, while others, even with a massive 50% discount, are just completely invisible? The answer lies in a concept that most marketing gets painfully wrong: offer avatar fit. In this explainer, we're going to break down the psychology behind creating truly irresistible offers. Offers that don't just sell, they resonate deep inside the identity of your ideal customer.
Yeah, this quote right here, it just nails the entire problem. The price cut trap is the panic button everyone hits. Sales are down? Just slash the price. But that is a losing game, my friends. It's a race to the bottom. The real secret is in the second half of that sentence. Relevance is the currency of desire. This means that feeling of being profoundly understood is way more valuable to your customer's brain than a simple discount. And that's the neurological truth we're going to build everything on today.
So we have to stop asking, how can we be cheaper? And we must start obsessing over the real question. How can we be more relevant? How can we prove to that one specific person, our ideal customer, our avatar, that we get their world so intimately that our solution feels like it was personally crafted just for them? What I'm going to give you here is the blueprint to answer that exact question, so you can stop competing on price and start creating offers that are in a category all by themselves.
I want you to think about it like this. A generic offer is like shouting into a huge, crowded room. It's just noise. It triggers what we call the comparison filter in the customer's brain, and they immediately start looking for a cheaper option. But a resonant offer, that's like a whisper directly in someone's ear. It's personal, it's specific, and it activates what's called the identity mirror. It makes them feel seen, heard, and understood. And that's the exact moment your offer transforms from a commodity into a personal rescue mission.
So, how do we actually build these resonant offers? Well, here's the plan. First, we're going to expose the price cut trap for the strategic dead end that it is. Then, I'm going to introduce you to something I call the resonance lock engine. This is the secret to creating offers that are basically impossible to ignore. After that, we'll dive deep into the psychology of trust that powers this whole thing. And finally, I'm going to give you a step-by-step blueprint to master this. By the end, you'll know exactly how to turn your marketing from noise into a powerful, irresistible signal.
Okay, so this price cut trap is really just a symptom of a much bigger problem: the myth of universal appeal. We've been taught that if we create a broad, safe message, we'll reach more people. But the human brain is an absolute master at filtering out noise, and anything that isn't directly relevant to its immediate needs or identity gets filtered. A generic offer isn't just weak. To our brains, it's literally invisible.
And this is the comparison filter in action. The moment your message feels like it could be for anyone, it becomes for no one. It instantly turns your amazing product into just another commodity. And when that happens, what's the only thing that matters? Price. You are now in a race to the bottom. And it's not your product's fault. It's because your message failed to get recognized by the buyer's ego.
And this right here brilliantly illustrates the paradox. I mean, think about it. A generic project management software at 50% off probably gets ignored. But a workflow automation system for remote creative agencies struggling with client feedback, that can command a premium price. But why? Because the second offer isn't just selling software, it's selling understanding. It's solving a very specific identity-level pain point, and that feeling of being seen, that is what people are truly willing to pay for. So, if the problem is being ignored, the solution is not to shout louder. It's to whisper the right message to the right person. And that is the resonance lock engine. This is not some tactic or a gimmick. It's a systematic approach for engineering offers that your ideal customer simply cannot ignore. It is the definitive antidote to being treated like a commodity.
See, the resonance lock engine gets around skepticism because it doesn't sound like a sales pitch. It sounds like a diagnosis. The way it works is by precisely aligning your product's unique solution with a customer's specific and often unstated pain point. When you get this right, your offer feels less like an option and more like the only logical choice they could possibly make.
Okay, so this engine is built on 3 core pillars. First, there's Midnight Anxiety Mapping, where we uncover your customer's deepest unspoken fears. Second is Mechanism to Pain Synchronization, which is all about framing your solution as the most direct path to relief. And third, the Identity Mirror, which is where you start speaking their language. Let's break down each one.
This is the foundation, and we're not talking about surface-level problems here. We're digging for the silent pain. You know, that fear that keeps your ideal customer awake at 3 a.m. For a small business owner, the surface problem might be, I need more leads, But the midnight anxiety is, I'm terrified I'm going to fail and let my entire family down. An offer that solves the functional problem is useful. An offer that solves the psychological threat is indispensable.
Now, once you know their anxiety, you can align your product to solve it. And here's the crucial part. The product itself might not even change, but the focus of how you talk about it does. If their anxiety is about being overwhelmed, you don't sell 100 features, you sell simplicity and control. If they're scared of falling behind the competition, you don't sell convenience, you sell speed and power. You're giving them the perfect key for their specific lock.
And the final pillar is the identity mirror. This is where you speak their language, literally. You use their words, their phrases, their jargon, the slang and acronyms of their very specific world. The goal here is to make them feel like you are inside their head. And this isn't just clever copywriting. This is where the magic really happens. And it's all based on some fascinating psychology that completely deactivates their skepticism. So when you combine these three pillars, something amazing happens. The sale happens before the customer even realizes it. Their logical brain just has to catch up. You've fundamentally shifted from being some commodity vendor they can price shop to an indispensable, specialized partner. And let me tell you, that shift is an absolute game changer. They stop asking for discounts and start asking how quickly they can get started.
So, why does this work so incredibly well? It's not magic, it's psychology. The resonance lock engine systematically uses well-understood cognitive biases to just turn off the brain's natural skepticism filter. When you do this right, you're not just convincing them, you are earning their trust instantly.
It all boils down to two really powerful mental shortcuts our brains use to save energy. First, our brains are hardwired to love and trust things that are easy to process. And second, they pay deep attention to things that feel personally relevant. The resonance lock engine is designed to trigger both of these biases at the exact same time, and that's what makes it so incredibly effective.
First up is cognitive fluency. Our brains are, well, they're kind of lazy. They trust what's easy to understand. By using the customer's own language, literally mirroring their internal monologue, you make your message completely effortless for them to process. This effortless understanding creates a powerful, subconscious feeling of rightness and deep trust. Your message just feels true.
Next, we have the Barnum effect. This is the exact same reason my horoscopes can feel so eerily accurate. When you describe someone's silent pain with shocking specificity, they don't think, oh, lots of people must have this problem. They think, wow, you get me. This creates a powerful sense of tailored exclusivity, and that's the moment they're willing to pay a premium, because they believe the solution was crafted just for them.
Okay, so we've covered the why. Now let's get to the how. This isn't just theory, it's a blueprint for action. We're going to translate these psychological principles into a clear, step-by-step framework you can execute immediately. Here is your guide to mastering the resonance lock engine.
Here is your path. First, you need to execute the Midnight Anxiety Audit. This means you become an anthropologist of your customer. Go to the Reddit forums where they complain. Read the one-star reviews of your competitors. Hunt for the emotional language they use to describe their deepest fears. Second, apply the job alignment filter. Ruthlessly focus your offer on the one transformation they desire most. And third, you deploy the in-group language protocol.
And this part is absolutely critical. The in-group language protocol is all about full immersion. It's adopting their cadence, their metaphors, their acronyms. You need to speak their language so fluently that you signal you are one of them. That instantly grants you a level of trust that no outsider, no competitor could ever buy. So, how do you know if it's working? When you've truly locked your offer to your avatar. It's simple: sales velocity. Forget about vanity metrics like clicks or impressions. We are talking about the speed at which you are generating revenue. When you get this right, you will see a clear, undeniable spike in your sales. That's the market giving you a direct signal that you have achieved resonance lock. All right, let's bring this all home. The ultimate goal here is to transform your business. It's about moving from a position where you have to constantly fight for attention and compete on price to becoming a clear, sought-after signal in a very noisy market. This isn't just a marketing tactic. This is the ultimate competitive advantage.
And look, if you remember only one thing from this entire explainer, please make it this. You are not selling a product. You are selling a transformation. The service, the software, the item, that's just the vehicle. What the customer is truly purchasing is a shortcut to a better version of themselves. Your offer must promise that identity upgrade. They're buying the person they want to become.
The old way of marketing was about pushing as many people as you could through a funnel. The resonance lock model is about pulling the right people toward your value. And it works because you've done the deep, difficult work of understanding them so well that when they see your offer, it doesn't feel like a sales pitch at all. It feels like a discovery. It feels like they finally found what they were looking for all along. So are you ready to stop selling and start resonating?